Welcome to the You Were Designed for Greatness podcast. Each week we will bring you inspiring tips, stories, and ideas to help you be all that you can be, discovering your greatness. Featuring Donna. Donna is a transformational life and health coach, a highly sought-after public speaker, and the founder of Vibrant Living. She has helped hundreds find a better life, free of stress and living the greatness they were truly designed for. And now, your host, Donna.
I would like to welcome you to this week's podcast, episode 3. I am really excited. This week, we are going to talk about how to handle stress during the holidays. Each week, we're going to talk together about an area that may hinder us being great and stepping into our greatness. So I want to encourage you not to let this podcast be just about information. As we get started, I want you to think, what are you going to do with what you are learning? Maybe you want to get a notebook or take notes on your phone. But I want you to think, as we begin, what were you going to do to move forward to your greatness today? So this topic, how to handle stress during the holidays. The holidays start at Halloween and go all the way through New Year's Eve. We have about 9 weeks that we are surrounded by treats and temptation, increased activity, all kinds of parties and obligations, and therefore our stress increases. So I have today 6 strategies to handle stress effectively. We know what's going to happen during the holidays. So if we could handle it effectively and calmly, wouldn't that be amazing? So let's talk about stress just for a minute. Stress is defined as your body's response to an event or a situation that is threatening, overwhelming, or harmful. It can be real or it can just be perceived. So when we experience stress, it affects the way our body is functioning, the way the digestive system is functioning, and the way our brain works. It affects our whole body. So if we could go through the holidays with calm and peace, it would be amazing. So when you experience stress, it might be your impulse to power through. It might be to freak out. Maybe we stick our head in the sand and isolate ourselves. Sometimes we may handle it with busyness and overworking, maybe overeating, drinking, smoking, and sometimes taking out frustration on others is a way that we handle stress. I remember a few holidays, and I just want to say a few, hopefully, that I wasn't so fun to be around. I was full of making lists and wanting everything to be perfect and everything had to be in order. Everybody had to do their part, and it ended up being not so much fun. One story I remember, I was always known for picking out the absolute biggest tree in the Christmas tree farm, in the field. There were many years we got home and the tree wouldn't fit in the house. We had to trim it to be able to get it to fit. One year when my youngest daughter was 4, I decided my gigantic Christmas tree that was fully decorated needed to be pushed back just a little bit more towards the wall. You know, it had to be perfect. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so I climbed under the tree and was going to push the tree stand, which is full of water, because this is a real tree, backwards just a little bit. And when I did, the whole tree, ornaments, everything came crashing down on top of me. It was loud. My daughter came into the room and all she can see is my feet sticking out from underneath this fully decorated tree. Now, I wish somebody had been able to take a picture. It would be hilarious today. It was not so hilarious on that day. There was broken glass, ornaments everywhere. It was a mess. After I climbed out from under this gigantic tree, my daughter and I sat on the floor and just laughed at all the mess, because if I didn't laugh, I was surely going to cry. Now, this is a memory that we will always have. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. But it was funny, and it was a memory. And so I just want you to take those memories as you go forward and make them. So let's dive in to the 6 strategies that could help us to keep our calm as we go through the holidays. Number 1, I call pause and focus. Instead of trying to escape whatever we may be experiencing, what if we paused and took a few deep breaths and did a slow head all the way down to your toes body scan? Become aware of what you are thinking, what you are feeling, and how your body is reacting. Without any judgment, just observe what you're thinking and feeling and take some deep breaths. When you do this, you will be able to make decisions clearer and calm everything down to be able to handle stress with calm. This is my favorite. I wish I had known about this. Number 2, put things in perspective. When you're feeling overwhelmed, stop and ask yourself, what difference will this make 1 week or even 1 year from now? And how important is this really? I mean, if we talk about my Christmas tree being perfectly positioned in the living room, in the scope of things, how important was that? Nevertheless, I had to completely redecorate my tree. But each situation, stop and ask yourself, will this have any long-term consequences? How important is it? Does it deserve this much of my energy? If we get into an overreact mode, pause, go back to number 1, and breathe. I feel better already. I hope you do too. All right, number 3, change your thoughts is number 3. Whenever we view something as manageable or even tolerable, our body will remain alert but not alarmed. So thoughts about the past or the future of what somebody's going to think or do is often the root of stress. But the only thing you can control is what is happening right now. So change your thoughts. Be present in the moment. Don't worry about the past or worry about the future. Pause and enjoy the moment. That's a good one. Number 4, take charge if possible. One of the things that causes so much stress during the holidays for me and a lot of people is you feel out of control. You feel like you don't always have choices. So ask yourself, can I change this? And if so, how? If you can take action to correct, improve, or remove yourself, it will reduce your stress considerably. So take charge and ask yourself, can I change this? And if so, how? Number 4, I call acceptance. When a situation is beyond your control and you cannot make any changes, respect your strengths and your limitations and use self-compassion. When you accept the situation and yourself as it is in the moment and just allow it to be, you won't compound the stress response by resisting or overreacting. But self-compassion is huge. So number 5 is acceptance. And number 6, acknowledge your power to choose. For example, you could change your jobs, you could discontinue involvement with certain people or change activities which parties you're going to go to. You also have choices. This one's the most important, on how you perceive or react to circumstances, events, and people in your life. The power to choose and to realize you have a choice on how you handle that relative that you're not sure you want to spend the holidays with. How do you want it to be? You have the power to choose how you want to be, how you want to act, and how you want to respond. Surprise them. Respond in a brand new way. Breathe and take charge. Change your thoughts. Accept yourself for where you are. You empower yourself by acknowledging you have the ability to choose. You are not dictated by other people's behavior. You can choose how you want to be experiencing the holidays this year. And always come back to breathing through it. I remember holidays when my children were young. We got together with my husband's family, which was a big extended family. And it was common to have around 40 people for the holiday dinners. And I was always at my house, and I had to get my house clean. I had to get the tree just perfect. I had to have all the meal prepared, the table decorations. I mean, you name it. But when I learned to relax and just enjoy the people, we made memories. And that's what's most important. It isn't most important whether the dish looked perfect on the table, whether the tree was perfectly decorated. What is important and vital is the relationships and the people and the love that we share. So my prayer for you today is that you will enjoy these holidays with no regrets. Relax, enjoy, make memories. Holidays are meant to be amazing. I hope you found this helpful today. Thank you for joining me on this journey of helping each other step into our greatness. I would love it if you would share this podcast with other amazing women. And as always, I'm here for any support or questions you may have. And until next time, this is Donna saying live vibrantly.
Thank you for joining us on this powerful episode of the You Were Designed for Greatness podcast. Please share this with others who might enjoy it. For more info on Donna Tashton or to contact her, visit iVibrantLiving.com.